Jesus Christ. How are you? Yeah, I thought that was like a guaranteed laugh for all the atheists. All the religious people are like, oh shit, is he here? Yeah, I don't want it to come across like I'm making fun of religion or anything. You know, myself, I'm not religious, but there's one aspect of religion that's just kind of always fascinated me, and that's the blessing. Because you can't really fuck up a blessing. You can say anything you want as long as you start that off with like a dear God or a dear Lord or a dear Allah. I don't know what you're into. You end it off with an amen, and you use the softest voice you can conjure. You can say anything in a blessing. You can say some shit like, dear Allah, I hope the Jays win the World Series. I hope my foot stops leaking pus. And I hope nobody tapes over Wheel of Fortune ever again, amen. You can say anything you want. And really, Aaron, you're doing this at a church. You don't think you're like centralizing your love too heavily on a religion here? I think next time you do this, you need to do it in like a mosque or like a temple. Spread the love. Last summer, I was in an en route. My family was going to Quebec, and that was about like an 8-hour drive from where we were coming and where we were trying to get to. And my family's the kind of family that no matter how much they claim to love you, or are related to you, or just how much you have to go, they are only making one stop. So we get out the en route, and I know I don't have to go now, but I know I can't hold it for another 4 hours, so I get out and I just force myself to go, and I'm already having a bad day because I've spent most of it in a car, and now I have to forcefully push a liquid out of my body. So I get into the washroom, and in rolls this guy in a wheelchair, which is fine. I don't discriminate against the differently abled. I just assume he's going to keep rolling into the handicap stall. And ladies and gentlemen, we can just take a moment here to recognize the arrogance in assuming such a thing, because I was so awesomely wrong. The guy pulls up directly adjacent to my urinal. Of all the free urinals, I guess he just like wanted to make a friend or something. And he drops trow. He pulls out his dick. And he does a kind of like a fountain piss into the urinal. And I'm standing there like a chump. And he finishes, and he stands up. He shakes it out, pulls up trow, sits back down, and just wheels on out. And again, like a chump. So I finish what I'm doing, I go and I wash my hands, I run out, I see a lady pushing him in a wheelchair out the door. I thought, you little fucking con artist. And then I just thought, I was like, you know what, that doesn't make any sense. He'd have to be paying her for her aid, you know, who's he calling? So I've come to the conclusion that these two just go across the nation and fuck with people in bathrooms. Sometimes they take turns, maybe, I don't know. You know, I don't like smiling like this because I have braces, for those who haven't realized yet. I've had braces for a little over 3 years. Nobody asked me when they're getting them off because even I don't know. I don't think the dentist knows. I think they just like messing with my emotions. So I was actually in the dentist the other day, and as the hygienist was finishing up, she pulls open her drawer and says, would you like a toothbrush? And I kind of thought, I'm at the point in my life where I don't need to take a toothbrush. If I need that, I can go and I can buy it on my own. I don't need this dental charity. So I politely say, no thank you, I have one at home. And to make a long story short, she kind of declined my decline, and you know, now I have 2 toothbrushes. And it's really great because I just kind of use them both at the same time. And you know, it's really great because it saves about 3 seconds every time I go to brush. And all of that added up is going to make up for those 5 minutes I wasted trying to tell the dentist I didn't need a second toothbrush. So really quickly right now, I want to talk about Home Depot, because looking at your faces, that's really what you're here for. Every time I'm in a Home Depot, it seems like I'm with my dad, because every great parent knows that if they want to bond with their child, they take them to the place they don't want to go, and that's Home Depot. And my dad doesn't really ask for instruction or direction or input or just help, but the rare times I've seen him do it, it's in a Home Depot, Because even when every aisle is labeled by number and the contents of the aisle are labeled just under it in like 96 size font, the guy still doesn't know what the fuck he's looking for. So we'll walk in the Home Depot and my dad will just walk up to someone who works there and he'll go, "Hey, excuse me, I'm with my boy here. We're looking for a light switch. Think we could get a light switch?" And the guy standing in front of us tags is like Jim or something. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, this is my department. I actually work in roofing and insulation on the other side of the store." And I'm standing off to the side like, "Well, what the fuck are you doing down here, Jim? You're out of your element. Roofing and insulation's on the other side of the store." So Jim hops on his radio. "Come in, Carol, I got 2 bogeys down in lighting. One of them seems to be a middle-aged man unsatisfied with his work life, and the other one seems to be his teenage son who wants to get the fuck out of here." Carol radio's back. "Come in, Jim, I'm just in roofing and insulation right now. I'll be there in T-minus 2 minutes. "What the fuck are you doing in roofing and insulation, Carol? You're out of your element. Roofing and insulation's on the other side of the store." Can you guys tell I don't like Home Depot? You know, let me take that back. There's one thing I do like about Home Depot, and that's that no matter how incompetent an employee might seem, they will always, always provide you with someone just slightly less incompetent to help you. So Jim leaves. He's going to go be useless in the fridge section or something. We see Carol coming down that long stretch of Home Depot hall, and she gets about 5 meters away, and she hops back on her mic. She says, "Come in, Jim. I see the 2 bogeys you were talking about. I'll have them at checkout in T-minus 5 minutes. Why do Home Depot employees think that there's some kind of blue-collar Secret Service agent? You know, we're not hunting Bin Laden. We're not looking for nuke codes. We're looking for a light switch. Okay, offer me some goddamn assistance." That's why I don't think I can work in retail. You just get assholes like me that come in, leave, and make fun of you. A friend of mine worked in a food mall. That's what I call a grocery store. And he would just kind of tell me about all these people that would come in and order, or not order, but just bring to the register these kind of crazy combinations of things. So he told me about this guy who came in, bought 12 tubs of I can't believe it's not butter, 1 avocado. And all of your faces are telling me that when I just said avocado, you went, "Hi, an avocado." Thanks. It's okay, I did it too. So at the food mall that he worked at, they would sell baguettes for 88 cents. And when they got too stale, they would put them on sale for 44 cents. And they would just get people come up and put them on the register. And every time my friend would just go, "Do you want a fresh one? We have fresh ones in the back." And their answer was always, "No, thank you. This one's on sale." If you're buying a baguette, you shouldn't be worried about how much it costs. It's a luxury food. That's not some shit you need to live. You know? What are you going to do? Take this baguette home, put it on your counter, have nobody in your household touch it, and then just feel better about yourself because you saved 44 cents on a baguette that you didn't even want? I couldn't work in a food mall either. So while my friend worked in the food mall, I worked in a restaurant, and that's the food supplier. I worked in a restaurant for 2 years. I was a host, I was a dishwasher, I was a cook. I did all the jobs nobody wanted to do. And when I was a host, one of the things I had to do was take dirty glasses from the dining room, bring them to the bar, put them in a dishwasher, dirty one end, they come out clean on the other, and then I have to polish them. We've all seen Mr. Clean ads. We know how much of a bitch spotty glasses can be. And because the dishwasher was located like right behind the bar, it means I heard a lot of conversations I wasn't necessarily supposed to hear. That's beside the point. So one day I came in and I just sat down my glasses, and there was 2 guys sitting in front of me. They didn't look like they knew each other, but they were talking nonetheless. And I think I just caught the tail end of whatever they were talking about, because the guy takes a sip of his drink, sets it down, and goes, "Yeah, not as crazy as those flat earthers, am I right?" And I just step back. 2 things can happen here. 1, the logical outcome, agreements between both parties. Or 2, the illogical outcome, disagreements between a flat earther and a round earther. Now, I hoped for the latter, but I assumed the former. And we can all just take one more second to recognize the arrogance of assumption, because again, I was so awesomely wrong. The guy takes a sip of his drink, sets it down, and looks at the guy and goes, "What did you just say?" And like that, like clockwork, an insult fight broke out. The biggest argument I've ever seen. "You fucking flat earther, you fucking round earther." Everyone in the bar side stopped what they were doing. I stopped polishing my glasses. Mr. Clean can wait. And it ends with the flat earther looking at the round earther, and he goes, "Well, why don't you just come to my next convention then?" I thought that was the weirdest part of that whole exchange. The one thing you know about this person is that everything he's based his life around completely contradicts what you've based your life around. And you want to invite him to a convention where that's all that's about? And the guy just looks at him and he says, sure. And this happened years ago. I don't know where these two are now. They could be married for all I know. They're the Capulets and the Montagues of astronomy, and they've just put aside their differences for love. The one constant on my mind is, what the fuck is a flat Earth convention? I mean, I know what it is. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's just like a convention about the flat Earth. But what is it? It couldn't be more than just a bunch of people walking around talking about how flat the Earth is. Hey man, how about that Earth? It's pretty flat. Yeah man, it's pretty flat. And that's it. That's the whole thing. They probably have t-shirts. I've seen pictures of flat earthers with t-shirts that say, "We're not crazy." Little 2D pictures of the Earth on. That's it. That's your whole weekend at the Flat Earth Convention. But no matter how dumb that sounds, for 2 seconds, humor me here and picture a round Earth convention. Same shit, different pot. Same amount of crazy. Bunch of guys walk around talking about how round the Earth is. Hey man, how about that Earth? It's pretty round, eh? Yeah man, it's pretty round. They'd probably have t-shirts that said, "We're not crazy." Little 3D picture of the Earth on their shirt. And the one constant between both these crazies, no matter how dumb they both seem, I bought my ticket to both of them. Thanks guys, I'm John Daniel. This has been so cool.